I am in literal disbelief. I am literally in disbelief. I am so freaking happy about the information that was just released today in Pokemon, new Pokemon Sword and Shield and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But actually, so there was just a trailer. I guess we can watch it. You guys have probably already seen it. I'm just on Cerebi. You can find it there. Basically, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's go over the trailer. They made some amazing changes. It's a really big deal. And I'm so excited about it. And of course, it's not everything. It's not everything that has been fixed. I'm still worried about one particular thing, which we will get into. But for now, it's a huge improvement. And it could be huge for our game because it makes training and having Pokemon and just, yeah, like, everything should be so much easier with this. So, oh, sorry, I'm actually so excited about this because, like, Pokemon, its main issue is that it's so hard to, it's like, it can be inaccessible for people. Also, I'm a little sick, I'm sorry. But it can be inaccessible. Like, it's hard to get good Pokemon, and people always complain about it, and if you're not well connected, then, like, it's hard to do everything on your own, and there are issues with it. But with this, it changes that, and it seems like they've really, really listened to feedback, so I'm just so excited about this. So, I guess at this point, I've muted this. This is just, you can change the natures, and we already knew this, but, like, if we look through this trailer, basically there's these mints. It's unclear how you get them, but the fact that this trainer has multiple seems to me that it implies that you can buy them somehow. And it's not like you would ever need that many of them at once. Like, you could just, if it was like BP even, it wouldn't even be that bad, but if you could buy it in the shops, that would be really good. Basically, this mint lets you change the effect of your Pokemon's nature. So, or maybe it just changes the nature overall. I don't know. But this is a big deal because for some Pokemon, like, you don't want to have to, you don't have to want to, like, let's say I have a Jolly Tapu Bulu, right? Or this happened a lot with Salamence back in 2017, I think. It happens always with tons of different Pokemon. But let's say at one tournament, I want to use Modest Salamence, right? Then let's say, like, nobody's using Salamence, and I say, okay, Modest is probably fine. It's Choice Scarf. I'm not concerned about outspeeding other Salamence that are Choice Scarf. Like, it's fine, right? And then let's say later in the metagame, let's say I win the tournament, right? Or let's say I don't. Let's say somebody else wins the tournament with Choice Scarf, Modest Salamence, right? At some point, I might want to use that same Choice Scarf Salamence, but now I want to be timid because I want to outspeed other modest Choice Scarf Salamence, or at the very worst, I want to be speed tying timid Choice Scarf Salamence, right? Originally, what we've always had to do is just get another Salamence, and that feels kind of like, I don't know, redundant in a sense. It feels kind of like a waste of time. Like, of course, it's what you had to do, so, yeah, but especially on a Pokemon like Salamence who needed, like, oftentimes Salamence would be mixed. Like, I know I've run Rock Slide Salamence before, even on a special set, even on, like, on Salamence, you would need 6 IVs, 6 perfect IVs, so often, so, it was really annoying to have to get multiple of them, and, this allows you to change the nature, so that's really big, because in the past where you need an entirely different Salamence, even though it would basically be the same, it would be the same EVs, it would be the same moves, same ability, everything would be the same except for the nature, but you'd need an entirely different Pokemon, and although, of course, if you already had one Salamence to start, like, that would be, like, it wouldn't take you that long, you would think. I have a memory of trying to breed for a Salamence and getting a shiny before I got a 6 IV one. And I think I had good parents as well. It was ridiculous. Yeah. So that's an example of why this is so good. This is also super good for, basically, I'm going to say legendary Pokemon. What I mean is any Pokemon that's not breedable and only gives you one chance to get it. Or even a Pokemon that's not breedable in general. We don't know how catching, like, chaining works. Like, I'm sure they'll have improved that somehow, but yeah, basically this is huge. This allows you to this is also great because, like, you don't need to plan your entire team in advance perfectly. Like, I know, like, for me, like, sorry, I'm saying like a lot, I'm just really excited and also sick. I'm gonna try. People have complained about the way that I speak and how I pause too much. It's because I think really fast and my brain moves faster than my mouth, but I will try and be more eloquent since it seems to be bothering people. So regardless, what I'm saying here is that normally, if you want to have a competitive team, you would need to plan out everything in advance, test online or test with your friends or, you know, on the battle spot or whatever, and then you would plan everything out, all your Pokemon, all your items, all your moves, all your EVs. You could leave some stuff up for, like, able to be changed, but, yeah. For the most part, you would need to basically have everything planned and then get your team in game. And if, for example, you wanted to make a change, like, you wanted to change your Tapu Bulu from Adamant to Jolly, or you wanted to change any of your Pokemon's natures or anything, that would be really bad, and that's why, because you would need an entirely different Pokemon for something like a nature change, right? This changes that. Now you don't need. Now you can be a little bit less. You can be a little bit less like planned out in advance. Here's the big change coming up in a second. Okay, they're showing the nature changes, which I just talked about. This changes literally everything. This is an enormous thing for the game. I don't know if you guys understand, so I'm going to try and explain. Calcium, zinc, etc., etc. These are vitamins that you can buy throughout the game. The way that they work is in the past, the way that they worked is they were rather expensive. I think 9,500, 9,700 around there, Poké Dollars. The way that it worked is they would raise your base stats by 10. Seems pretty good, right? However, you could only go up to 100. So normally when you were EVA training, you'd use these vitamins, supplements as they're called here, but I call them vitamins, to raise your stats. Anything that you needed like to 100, you would raise it up to 100 basically, and then you'd have to do the rest for EV training. However, I just tried to click on my screen, but I want, yeah. Now, so calcium raises, oh, he's using it on Gengar, he or she is using it on Gengar. Now, you can see, you can use more than 10, which also means that they're like, so it's unclear to me, let's see. So let's just watch this video together. So Gengar's special attack goes from 140 up to 170. That's a boost of about 30. Hang on, what level is Gengar? We're gonna do the math. We're gonna do this live. Okay, actually, we don't even need to do it live. So they still raise 10, but it can go over. It can go over 10 baseline. So they do the same thing. Sorry. How do I know they still raise 10? Because at level 50, with maximum EVs, your stats would go up 32. If you have 0 EVs, let's say you have 0 EVs, your special attack stat is 140. You had 252 EVs, it would go up to 172. Gengar here, as you can see, is level 47, meaning it's just under level 50. So we would expect it to go up about 32 points, like a little bit less though. So we can see 140 to 170 is 30 points, meaning these things, I didn't even realize this. I assumed they changed it when I first watched it through. I assumed they changed it to be like 1 point. So you need 252 to raise it 252 points. No. This person has added 255 EVs into Gengar. Or maybe 252, maybe they changed the cap, I forget. I also actually forget about that because I'll never do that. But that's incredibly important. It changes EV training in a way, like, from something that will take, like, can take, even if you are very good at it, even if you've been doing it for years, like I have, even if it's something that you know, like, very well, the ins and outs, even if you know all of the tricks and tips, it still takes time, especially for 6 Pokemon. But now, you can just do it, you can shorten the time immensely. Now you don't need to, you know, use the first 100 and then grind for a while, or use, like, Festival Plaza. You can just do it yourself. That's huge. That's enormous. That changes it from something that's super tedious and difficult to something that's actually really manageable and doable. And I'm really glad that they did that. So basically, all these people who are like, hey, I've never played VGC before, I don't know anybody, they can have a really strong, a well-trained team with EVs, with natures. They can use their favorites, they can use their in-game Pokemon, and they don't, and it can be their first tournament. That's amazing. That's so good. That, like, and it's just so much more accessible for everybody involved, right? Like, how do I say it? Like, I'm saying like again. Everyone benefits from this. People who aren't connected and people who are connected, right? Like, there's pretty much no downside to this, and I'm so glad that it feels like they're listening to support and to what we've been saying, which is that this is an incredible game, and it's so like good, and they're so complex and it's so interesting. But why is it so tedious for somebody who doesn't know the game to get into it, right? Now all you have to say is, hey, you want to get into the game? Here's what EVs are. All you need to do to EV train is the calcium stuff, is the vitamins. And now anybody doesn't need to know about, like, you know, power items and Pokerus and Festival Plaza and everything else. And I mean, Hordes were great. I hope they bring back Hordes in general, but honestly, they don't need Hordes anymore. I'm going to be honest. With this, they don't need Hordes anymore. So, they also talk about egg moves and how Pokemon of the same species can pass egg moves. I think that's good, personally. You can also access the PC box from everywhere. That's good. And then they have, it looks like they've made leveling up easier. I'm going to withhold judgment on this one because I don't know I don't know how easy these items are to get, this Experience Candy XL, but as you can see, this item just gives, it gives flat experience points rather than levels. So Zweilous here gains 3 levels, which is pretty good from a Pokemon that's level 50. So if those things are accessible, or if they're able to be bought, they probably won't be able to be bought, but if they're easily accessible, then that would be huge as well. So basically, the one reservation I had, which I talked about earlier, is IVs. I really, really hope that they do something that they make IVs much more accessible, but I think given this, on the one hand, I feel like given that they've talked about it here, that there's a good chance that they've made IVs more accessible, but on the other hand, the fact that they didn't mention it with all this other stuff about natures and EVs makes me a little bit nervous. So IVs are kind of the last barrier, in my opinion, to having this be perfect in terms of getting the Pokemon. I talked about a lot of these in an earlier video, talking about how Pokemon Sword and Shield need to be how they could fix Pokemon from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Check out that video if you're interested. But yeah, IVs I'm worried about, but this is a very good sign. So fingers crossed. What do you guys think? Please tell me down below. Are you happy that I'm sick? Did you put a curse on me? But yeah, I think that's all I want to say. I'm so excited. This is an enormous step forward, and I'm really happy to see this. So thank you so much for watching daily Sword and Shield content. I'm going to try and do multiple videos a day once the games actually come out. So yeah, if you want competitive content, if you want to get into competitive Pokemon, I'm your guy. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.